Previously on Come Deal With Me.
This system of how to find deals, yes?
Yeah.
And then it's a race for them to exchange and complete, and the person who does that first will be the winner.
For most, the thought of having multiple properties that provide a regular passive income is no more than a dream. The possibility of being able to buy, renovate and sell properties at a profit, or to be able to keep them and enjoy a regular rental income is seemingly impossible. But that's exactly what Mark Harvey and Trisha Pegg have achieved in less than 4 years. They built a property portfolio worth more than £8 million, freeing them to enjoy their lives today, not having to look forward to their retirement. After first believing that this was possible, and after developing a system that they have found works, Mark and Trisha now teach each other how they can transform their lives too. But now Mark and Trisha have gone one step further. They decided to launch a competition where the winner would be able to learn from them how to invest successfully in property. But the winners are not allowed to use any of their own money to launch their property career. To the winner of this unique competition, the invitation is simple. Work with us, learn from us, and profit from us. Come deal with me.
Hello! Yes! I'm up.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
So here we are. You did it. Amazing.
So hi, my name's Steve G. Can I turn the camera around? If I turn it this way, that is the property there. I'm not sure.
That's great.
It's funny you actually say that because there's a little bit of room here.
That's interesting.
It's got a single bed in it, and on the right move, on the floor plan on right move, that's actually
this?
called a bedroom.
This guy is bringing some energy and enthusiasm, even though it doesn't come across naturally when he speaks.
I think we used to the I out between the V and the E.
What a transformation.
Well, we only just walked into this one room and already it's a massive difference.
It's a really decent size as it is at the moment. With plans to have the ensuite here, and the bed will be over here, and then TV probably up on the wall over.
And it's already up on the plans? Architect has already planned?
Yeah, I've got the architect drawings.
Okay, good.
I know Trisha's just going to come up with all these different ideas, different to what I'm thinking, but...
Yeah, so obviously taking the fireplace out, so do, 50p piece en suite here. And then a built-in wardrobe here.
Yeah.
And then your chest of drawers here with your aerial, so your TV there.
TV there, yeah.
And then you've got a really nice big bed space with your 2 bedsides, and then I'd put like a chaise lounge or a seating area just there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or if they're professionals, they might ask for a desk in here as well. That's a great area for that too.
See all the details, stuff like that, I hadn't really thought about that. It took, I think, 3 months or so to buy. There was a few hold-ups with the purchase, some legal things. They had to get some indemnity insurances for certain things, like an unknown covenant, which nobody knew what that was, so they got indemnity for that, and that was holding the process up. And obviously I was competing with the other contestants, and it was so close to exchanging, and I think my exchange date was the same date as one of the contestants, so it was neck and neck.
So I'm excited to see what you've done.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you around. It's been amazing. The units actually were already there, but we've changed the oven, the worktops, all the floors changed, been repainted. We've got the little
Breakfast bar.
Breakfast bar here. And some
Very
nice
stylish.
Very stylish.
But no, it's great to see, you know, all the
Cup of jar.
I'll make you a coffee in a minute.
Yeah, so this is, again, very homely, nice communal space.
I like the, do you know what? It's not beige and boring. I quite like the pop of colour that's on the, and I do remember that from before, because I remember thinking, yeah, it's quite a unique colour, and actually it just sets it apart from it just being quite, you know, neutral with no personality. So I really like what you've done with this.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely with budgets as well. Like you've been, you know, business savvy instead of let's just new everything.
Yeah, because we could have just spent a load of money on this, but we had a budget to meet, and because it's such good condition, it didn't seem sort of cost effective to just rip all this out and start again on this. There's 6 bedrooms in this property. All the bedrooms are en suite. So this is bedroom number 1. So the last time you came here, this room and the room there, it was just one big long room. It was like, it had sliding doors between them.
I remember sitting there with those stylish leather settees.
The stylish leather settees.
Yes, oh my goodness, I remember.
Yeah, awesome.
So what's going on with those doors? Are they going to be the same?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's beautiful, but if people, you know, if this is someone's kitchenette and people are having some kind of...
I wouldn't imagine they're going to keep that if you put in a kitchenette there, and also you're going to have your entrance here too, aren't you? So this is going to be bricked up probably.
I was thinking of bricking it up and
window.
obviously having a window they can get out.
Because then you've just got more wall space to utilise for obviously the layout.
But it's nice and bright, but it just depends if people are in the garden, then you can't really...
So what my question is, because this is the similar sizes, so how come you're putting a kitchenette in here and not in there as well? Is it just a cost thing, or it's not worth it, or...?
It was a recommendation from an architect.
Okay.
So...
I'm just thinking because it's similar size and it gets you more rent.
Yeah.
And on your valuation at the end, you could do your wardrobe off the back of the ensuite, you could do your kitchenette here.
Yeah.
And then your TV unit, and then again your bed, bedsides.
Beautiful little plants. Loving these.
Yeah.
Don't even need water. So all these nice little touches that you've done is just really good, eye-catching, especially when people are going to be coming around.
Yeah.
The nice little plants up there.
There's so much space, even for me.
And like with the plants, because obviously when the property's empty for a moment while they're looking for tenants, you can't have normal plants which you have the water, but we have these little plants there because it adds like a nice little feature.
Fresh. I love this. It's so silly that it's just about a plant, but it just sets it off nicely
and also
doesn't
just
make it
doing
look
those
too
little bit
plain.
of extra things like putting this on the wall just gives them a little bit more space, because every little helps.
Yeah.
Like, especially in these co-living type of buildings.
Definitely.
Have you seen how big the showers are in here as well?
I know, absolutely massive.
Shower
I was just in here. I was just like dancing around in the shower. I love that.
Turn it on.
No, don't do that. Trying to say I'm smelly or something, like I need a shower. All right.
Shall I take you through to room 2?
Awesome.
I've got a little bit of a surprise in here for you.
Oh, awesome.
I hope you like surprises.
Always. Oh, right, okay. Is this one not finished?
It was finished. If you just come over here to the bathroom, we actually had a bit of a leak and the whole ceiling's fallen down.
would recommend people to definitely come, because in this weekend it's got me out of my comfort zone. It's made me learn a lot more about myself and what I can apply to my life and my other businesses. I've made incredible contacts in the room, and I've raised over 150k in 20 minutes of phone calls. So definitely get yourself along. You're going to meet some great people, going to learn some amazing things, and it'll take you to the next level.
I would definitely recommend people to come, because it makes you think about money in a totally different way, and it takes the constraints away that you've lived with your whole life, and I mean my whole life. You know, I've just had these little constraints that just come through normal upbringing and normal life, and now I just feel like the blinkers are off and it's just all there to be done, and there's just so much money sloshing around. You've just got to make it work for you and make it work for your investor, and if you do that, then you're winning, everyone's winning.
Yeah, I think all of what we learned from not only today but yesterday as well, it was absolutely amazing, and it was, you know, whole days here, but I think it was absolutely worth it. Definitely recommend it to come for any kind of this event.
There's more being delivered in the course than probably a lot of other courses that I've been to. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, and I feel I've had a really, really enjoyable weekend, and I feel like I've made friends here as well. I'd always been interested in HMOs, but I also want to do development, so I can see a pathway now of how I'm going to go from knowing a little bit about HMOs and having had an HMO to how I'll be able to scale that massively and very quickly.
Ceilings falling down?
Wow, I mean, this is real life property, really. Absolutely is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it was finished, but obviously now with quick challenge like this, so what's going to happen? What's the situation?
So yeah, it was finished, the property was ready to be tenanted, and one of the push fit connectors on the pipe just popped off. No one was in the property at the time, so my project manager came round to do some work here, put the TVs up, and he just found water everywhere.
Oh.
So there's this clever thing called a smart pump. So this was 5 minutes of water, and then the pump knows there's a leak and it just cuts off.
Oh,
so otherwise all the ceilings would be down, everything would just be a total wreck. So it's lucky we've got that equipment that knows to do that. So yeah, there's thousands of pounds worth of damage here at the moment, and the water was turned off, so we haven't been able to tenant the other rooms yet, although the other rooms could be tenanted. We need to get builders back here to fix this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what should happen, either the part that was fitted is defected, or the person fitting it didn't fit it correctly. It's defected. But I've met the plumber. He's very good. He knows what he's doing. So we believe it's the part that's defected, not the plumber. So what we're expecting is the part's been sent off back to the manufacturer. The rep came out to look at it, and they should be covering the damage on their insurance, and I believe also the loss of rent on this property.
Absolutely, yeah, because you were ready to make profit, you were ready for everything to be finished, done, and then this lovely surprise happens to you, which is not ideal. I mean, it looks worse than it is. I think definitely it's not too much of a difficult fix. It's reboarding, a bit of decoration, and a bit of a clean up.
It doesn't really look that bad.
It's not too bad.
Damage, I've seen a lot worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and these things happen, but you seem very cool about it. So.
Yeah. Do you know what's quite funny about it? Like maybe a year ago, if this was the same situation, I'd probably be pulling my hair out, or whatever's left of it. But it was a Friday night. I was having a few beers with some friends, and I got a message from my business partner, who's project managing this, and it was a video of somebody with a vacuum cleaner hoovering up water. It's one of those bagless ones, not a Dyson type ones. Yeah. And you could see it half full of water, and it's water bubbling around while they were hoovering this carpet up. And the message started, "I don't want to worry you, it's not a problem, but there's been a leak." And then he panned in here with all this falling down. And I was just sitting having a beer going, "Oh, ceiling's caved in." Okay. And I was just totally calm about it. I thought, okay, well, obviously that's a problem, but you need problems to kind of, like hurdles to jump over. If everything was just like plain sailing, it'd be boring, wouldn't it?
We wouldn't learn anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't learn anything. Yeah. So I'm so much more patient than I used to be.
Good.
And I just it's just, you get good days, bad days. I mean, there are people in the world that don't have food. who would love to have a problem of a leak. You know, there are people that want my problems. You know, and they can have them. You know, but do you know what I mean? There's things to worry about and there's things not to worry about. It's just a ceiling that'll get fixed.
Good job.
Excellent job.
I'll take you upstairs.
Awesome. And I love what you've done with the stairs. I'm so glad you kept them.
I like all the old kind of sort of features that you get in these properties. And there's so much space when you come up here.
Wow. You could literally put like a nice chair here and just chill and read or whatever.
I want to have a nice tree here, but yeah, you could put a nice chair here. This was originally on the floor. I'm like, that's too low down. We need something bigger, so we put it on that. I want to change that for a nice big tree. I mean,
Christmas tree?
I wouldn't mind a Christmas tree or a palm tree, maybe a palm tree.
Actually, just leave that space for the Christmas tree, for the tent.
That's a good idea,
That'd be
yeah.
really nice, yeah. So you just come up here, and I'll take you into bedroom number 3. Now, last time you came here, this used to be the old bathroom.
Okay.
To make the ensuite the other side.
Oh yeah, so it will just like chip out of the wall as opposed to like moving it. It just kind of will be built into there.
Don't tell me they're the light.
And you can still kind of see where we've got like a lower ceiling in here. And also, it's going to get changed quite soon, but we've still got the old window, which is like the kind of privacy type glass. So it's meant to be changed out. The builder hadn't done that yet, but they've measured it up and they're going to be back here to change that soon. So yeah, this used to be the old bathroom.
Awesome.
And there used to be a wall here.
Wow.
And there used to be a toilet there as well, which we've kind of kept, like put a new one in obviously, but we've used the old toilet to be the ensuite for this bedroom, which used to be a bathroom.
It's huge. Showers.
So when you walk in here, it's like a hotel, isn't it? The size of the showers and like we went for like an upgraded tile rather than like standard one, so it's like a really nice finish, really big cupboard in there.
Nice wardrobe space. You've done so awesome, Steve. Honestly, it's a transformation. And you are a transformation as well. Like, you're different, you're confident, you know, you've had ceilings falling in and you're like, we'll get it fixed. I love that. Remember what it was like before? And it wasn't necessarily horrific, but it wasn't adding value. You know, it wasn't giving the best that it could around here. And clearly the demand is already there for, you know, affordable living, if you like, because having these rooms is more affordable living than even a flat nowadays. It's crazy. So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what's quite interesting, because I think one person used to live here, so this whole house had one person, and now this whole house can have 6 different people, and there's so much space. We kept the communal room downstairs. Originally we were thinking about making it 7 bedrooms, but in the end, like, we had some issues with getting planning, so we've done under permitted development and just kept it to 6. And then we've got a nice big communal area, so that'd be nice for the tenants to sit down, watch TV together, have their dinner together. So I think that's quite nice. And one thing I like about taking these properties, so you've got an old property that one person could live in, and then we've just, you know, spent a bit of money doing it up and kind of giving it a new lease of life. So now it's like really nice, and it will cater for 6 people instead of just the one that was here before.
Yeah.
But also what I like about it is you've got like the local plumbers, electricians, plasterers, so we're providing work for local trades.
Absolutely.
So in a way we're kind of, you know, boosting the economy single-handedly.
Love it. Good job.
And another nice thing about this place is it's quite close to a hospital around the corner. So I mean, we're going to be advertising for a spare room, but I want to get something on the notice board in the hospital, maybe give a bit of a discount to NHS workers.
Good idea.
And try and, you know, NHS are looking after us at the moment, so I want to be able to give something back to them.
The country went into lockdown for the first time in recordable history. Yeah. So what problems did that cause?
So yeah, there was this small effect of a global pandemic. That basically just meant some of the building material couldn't be purchased because the supplies were shut.
Yeah.
So there was, I think, probably a total of 6 weeks of delays from that. And then the carpets, they come from Turkey. There's a bit of delay getting them, I think 6 weeks delay on that. Then with the furniture, the supplier we're using, they were quoting 8 weeks to deliver. So obviously, when you're not renting the property out, there's interest accruing on the bridge and there's the loss of rent that you're not getting. So I spoke with the project manager and the other business partners, and I said, we need to get this sorted. Can we just rent a van and just go around and buy everything? So that's what we did. Got a van.
Excellent.
And Tom and Maribel, they went to the local suppliers. I mean, these suppliers, it's the same supplier that would deliver in 8 weeks, but if you go there, you could just pick it up in a day. So I'll just take you to room number 4. Now, this is actually my favourite room in this house. So what we've done in here, we've got a little kitchen in here.
Oh, I like this.
So there's obviously some storage, there's a sink, there's a sort of microwave.
Now we're ramping it up.
In here, we've got a fridge and an ice box there.
Excellent. Oh yeah, I like this
so
too.
This is my favourite room. It's a nice big size, and just having the kind of cooking.
I love
really
these
good.
features.
Yeah, more facilities that they can have in their room, obviously more desirable it is.
Yeah. So each room we've got one of these little paintings which my business partner Maribel, her friend actually hand paints these for us.
Oh, cool.
So each room's got a different colour in there, then we try and colour code the lamps and the cushions to go with the pictures.
Good job.
Love it. Designer now. Designer skills as well. Good job. Okay, awesome.
Room 5, this is also one of my second favourite. So I just take you in here. It's very similar in terms of the size and the layout. And if you come around here, again we've got another little
nice
kitchen
size.
in here.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, just giving these amenities to the people is super important. This living space. Okay, they got the communal space downstairs, but also their living space, probably where they're going to spend a lot of their time.
I definitely think it'd be worth going back to planners now that it's done, because it's already here. They can't do anything about it, and I think they'll see how much value you've added. You know, it's luxury, secure accommodation. It's not just sticking as many people into a house as you can, but looking to get that sui generis at least. You know, so you could have couples in some of the rooms, because some of the rooms are very large and they're more like, you know, like flats, apartments or whatever with the kitchens. So definitely I think now it's done and they can actually come round and see it. It might sway them to say, hey, you know, this room and this room can have a couple in, so that'd be all good.
Yeah, so the actual plan at the moment, so we've got the HMO licence approved as a 6-person at the moment.
Okay.
And the plan is get some tenants in here, make sure that everyone's happy, make sure the neighbours are happy, we're not having people complaining. We're going to be reference checking everybody that stays here. But the plan is basically the bigger rooms like this one and the other one with the kitchenette, we want to get maybe couples in here. So maybe we go for 8 people, get double occupancy on those 2 rooms. And I think going from 6 to 8 people, once the council can see what we've done, they can see the quality of it, they can see we're adding value to the area. There were some challenges with getting planning permission. In the end, I think we had 11 people object to the planning. And I think it was because of the number of people that we originally aiming to do. Originally, we were going to do 7 bedrooms and have some double occupancy for couples. So originally we put the planning in for 10 people. Maybe that was a bit optimistic, maybe that was a bit too many people. So now we've done it as permitted development. This is room number 6. So this is one of the smaller rooms. This one and room number 3 are the smaller ones. But still there's really good space here. Now originally...
This is one of the smallest ones?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now originally this bit here was where the door used to be, just here, so you come in from the hall. But to get more space in here, we built out there, so the door comes in here, and then you've got usable space here. So there could be a little unit there, maybe a Christmas tree or something. But yeah, this is one of the smaller rooms. So then, like I was saying earlier about where we've got the colour-coded, sort of hand-painted swirls, and then we've got the gold lamps with the yellow cushions and the green to match that. So it's all
brilliant,
nicely colour-coded.
Love it.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Sweetie.
Come in. Good to see you.
Looking cool.
Good to see you, mate.
Should put your glasses on.
Just taking them off. I didn't have like right on the nose.
I mean, this bit should... once you got through those initial rounds, this is where we were. I think you have.
Yeah, I've been here a couple of times since.
So, yeah, this is what it was. We were all set up. It's changed a little bit. We turn around. I mean, so many meetings happening here, so many trainings. What do you remember from here?
So and what was it like? What were you feeling that day when you showed up?
So I remember lots of different tables in here, and we started off on groups, watching the training that you're doing, and then like had the laptop out and was like looking for deals. And I remember like feeling like kind of anxious and feeling like some resistance towards it. And
so
like
what was the resistance you were feeling?
I guess because it was new, I hadn't done it before, and then I was looking at all the people in the room and thinking, well, there's so many people here. Like, how am I going to be able to compete with these guys? There's so much competition.
Okay.
A load of people turned up in their suits, like I'm normally quite casual. And I came in, there's always people in the suits. Then there's one guy on his phone, and he kind of sat in a corner, kind of made a table for himself, like an office. And he was on the phone, and I just thought, this guy's a beast. And I just thought, how am I going to compete with these guys? Then when I found the property, and I said, Trish, can you have a look at this property? This is what I'm thinking of doing. She goes, yeah, that's a monster. You've got to do that. And then that's kind of how it went from there. And I saw the property and I thought, I need to call. And then I didn't call that day. And then the next day I thought, I need to call them. And I bottled it a little bit. And then I was like, right, I'm in this competition. To get through the next round, I have to have at least one deal. So I need to make the call. So I phoned the agent up and tried to negotiate a little bit. And I said, look, I've worked out the numbers as we did on the course. And I said, my offer's going to be around about 160K. Is it still worth me coming to visit the property? And the agent said, no, someone's already put 165 in, which was rejected. So I said, well, can you ask what's the lowest they'd accept to take off the market? This is all the stuff we learned in the training. So she goes, oh, well, they might take 170, but I'll call them. And then she calls about 20 minutes later and says, your offer 170K has been accepted. And I thought, I haven't even made the offer. And then I can't remember how many people actually had deals and how many didn't. But, you know, like I was saying earlier about don't overestimate the competition and don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah, I think when we came back, we had I think it was something like 86. I have to check that number and see if that is the number, but we had something like 86 offers accepted.
Yeah.
In that 4-week period from a group of like, what, 30 people or whatever it was. Stand up, what are you doing?
We're just getting some toys.
No, we're recording a TV programme here, so... Yeah, and then when you close that door, you stay in your room, okay? Yeah, until Santa Claus comes and gets you. Yeah. Quickly now then. So the whole point of this process was not just to flirt with some deals, not just to find the deals, not just to get offer accepted, not even just to have a property and do the build work on it, but it was actually to get profit and money into your bank account. So did that happen?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's a good sign then. So let's have a look.
Things were being delayed with the lockdowns and things like that.
And then you were actually filling this property when it was like restrictions and like, people weren't really allowed to move about, right?
So we had virtual viewings.
Yeah.
So there'd be a video showing what the rooms looked like, and then people were moving in based on that.
Just goes to show what you can overcome.
Yeah. So this is the 2 refinances coming from both the properties. So,
awesome. Look at that. Nearly 50K, 36K.
So when that money hit the bank, that was a good feeling.
Wow. And this property was, you found for the purpose of this programme, but I know you did some other properties as well, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I found this property, obviously. I found another one very close, and then another one next door to that one. So I've done 3 properties. They've all been finished, they've all been fully tenanted, they're all renting out.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, so the first one, you know, obviously raised the finance, and one of the investors that invested 25K actually wanted to be a part of doing a project together. So then we set up a business together, created a business bank account, and he put all the money in for it, which was about 130K. Then I went out and found the next project, got the people I used to build it and got it finished, refinanced, chunk of money back to the investor, and then we split the rent 50-50.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's 3 that are finished and rented out now. Also, I was adding up the amount of finance that I've raised, and for ages, like I had 496K that I'd raised, and I was just looking for another 4K, not even for a property, just so I could say I raised £500,000. And actually this week I raised 15K. I was out for dinner with the investor last night to celebrate.
So when you say this week, you mean actually last night?
Last night, yeah, last night. So I'm doing dry-ish January, but last night I had 3 pints of beer.
Dry-ish January?
Dry-ish, yeah.
Yeah, so you raised another 15K, so that pushed you over the £500,000.
Yes.
So you raised £500,000 in investor finance, and now you've got these properties. I mean, what are they worth?
Together they're worth just under $1 million.
Yeah, awesome.
So one thing that I wanted to, there's a couple of things I wanted to say. Like one of the things is I've got like quite a few more deals in the pipeline now. I'm looking at some blocks of flats, buying them, splitting them, extending them. I'm looking at plots of land that I want to build houses on, like new builds. I'm looking at buying some houses to do up, like, and then flip on. I'm also looking maybe doing some sort of...
So you built like a proper business ongoing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do this. They want to get all their ducks in a row before they start. They want to have to learn everything. So they go, right, now I won't make any mistakes. But you need to...
That's the first mistake.
Yeah, exactly.